My roommate is a vampire. Chapter 3. Blood from a Stone by Dennis the Menace. Got any jacks? We sat opposite from each other, our eyes shifty and narrow as we looked at the cards we had been dealt. This was it, the moment of truth, when all would be revealed, life or death. This would change everything. I smiled coldly as I glanced down at my cards, then back at her. Go fish. She jumped up from her cushion and flipped the table in a fit of rage, sending our cards and drinks flying. Vinyl! Why would you do that? I screeched. What a mess! She snorted. Because it's hilarious. You won't be laughing when it's your turn to clean the bathroom. I snapped. She wailed. Knock, knock. Who's there? I wonder who that could be. Vinyl trotted over to the door, pulling it open with her magic, and was promptly tackled and sent flying clear across the room with a giant crash. Vinyl! I shrieked by her side in an instant. Vinyl! Vinyl, speak to me! My attention was drawn away from Vinyl and the grey Pegasus on the carpet to the loud chatter by the doorway. There was a sharp gasp as Vinyl sat back up, resuscitated. Derpy hooves! The grey walleye Pegasus with a blonde mane squealed as they hugged each other tightly. Octi, I'd like you to meet my friends from Ponyville, Lyra Heartstrings. A mint green, with a mane that looked and smelled of spearmint. Eyes of gold. And her mare friend. Vinyl. Lyra flushed. Bonbon. Vinyl teased. A mane like cotton candy and a voice sweet and sugary. Carrot Top. Hello. A disastrous mane the size of a disco ball, and somehow even worse than Vinyl's. And finally, Derpy Hooves. The Pegasus waved, sticking out her tongue in gesture. No comment. I chuckled nervously. And what do I owe the pleasure of having you four wonderful mares today? You don't mind, do you, Octi? Of course not. Come right in. Well, you're already inside, so, make yourselves comfortable. Lyra grinned. Ooh, Vinyl, she has an accent. You talk funny, Derpy noted. Derpy, don't be rude, Carrot Top chided. So are we gonna play or what? Bon butted in. Play? Play what? I asked. Apparently, they all loved to gamble. With the real bits, I sighed. Isn't that irresponsible? And now you know where my paycheck goes, Vinyl joked. I tossed a few bits into the pot, trying to keep a straight face as I took another peek at my cards, biting my lip. Jackpot, sweet Celestia, if I won. Show 'em. Aces high. Pair of queens. 3 kings. I laid my cards down with a satisfied smile, trying to hide my grin as Lyra and Bonbon swore. Royal flush! Derpy cheered. Our jaws dropped. What? Yay! More muffins for me! And for the second time that day, a table was flipped. Day turned into night. The sun dipped into the horizon. Luna's moon, a full moon high in the sky. A sea of twinkling stars blanketed the world as ponies all over Equestria took to their beds, drifting off into a peace slumber. When darkness fell, Canterlot became something else. I had left my door ajar, so as to mask the squeak of the doorknob or the creaking of the hinges as I slipped into the hallway, holding my breath. Careful now, Octavia. Watch that loose floorboard. My eyes flickered back and forth shiftily As I craned my head, sliding up against the wall adjacent to Vinyl's bedroom, my ears twitched as I listened. That feeling in my chest, what was it? The fluttering of my heart as I heard the unicorn toss and turn? Oh, right, I need oxygen. I gasped, sucking in air. I slowly pressed on her door with my hoof, using the other hoof to manipulate the knob. With a squeak and a graceful trip, I tumbled in, surprised, rolling head over hoof into Vinyl's domain. With a painful thump, moonlight poured on into the room, casting eerie shadows all over the place. I stood up slowly, eyeing the sleeping mare on her bed, taking a step forward. As my hoof connected with the carpet, I was met with a hair-raising sound of a potato chip being crushed on a hoof. I pulled back, disgusted, before pressing on, cringing. I was finally at the foot of her bed. I crawled, peeking up above her mattress. She slept on her back, her head facing away from me. Vinyl continued to snore loudly. She turned her head, and I saw she did wear her purple shades in her sleep. It was time to find out what she really looked like. I lifted myself onto the bed, the mattress shifting with the new weight. She snored and smacked her lips. I swallowed, my hoof above her face, as I grasped her lenses, lifting them off the bridge of her nose to find that she also wore a sleep mask. I resisted the urge to groan. Vinyl turned again, this time facing me. She snored, breathing through her muzzle. At least she brushed her teeth. Her hoofs wandered, surging around until they found me. I squeaked, freezing. She pulled me into an embrace, murmuring to herself. Octi. She cooed, deliriously, still sleeping. Is she dreaming about me? Should I be flattered or worried? I rasped and struggled for air as her hoofs tightened their vice round my neck. Can't breathe. She nuzzled me, combing her hoof through my hair. I blushed furiously, my face heating up. I squirmed as she continued to press against me, holding me close. Too close, way too close. Personal space officially violated, and in so many ways I couldn't even begin to describe. Oh, sweet Celestia, please let me go. It feels nice. No, it doesn't feel nice, Octavia. You're about to be smothered to death by your roommate. But she's so warm. No, she's not. She's not adorable when she is sleeping, and her coat does not feel like silk rubbing against yours, and you don't feel woozy when she pulls you close. Elia, you feel it, don't you? Opposites attract. The butterflies in your belly when she brushes against you in the street. Your heart racing. I can't stand her. She's a slob, a mess. She's rude and rowdy, and I was oh so very attracted to her. There are things in life you can't choose, like how you feel. I couldn't possibly have affection for her. It was unheard of. I couldn't possibly be in love. Call it denial. I wanted to get her to stop drooling on me. I wanted to remove all doubt from the equation, make my problems disappear, not have to worry about the ramifications, the social stigma, the impact it would have on my musical career. I could see it now on the front page of Equestria Daily. The word is out. Octavia, the filly fooler. What would my mother think? Life knows two miseries. Getting what you don't want and not getting what you want. The trouble is wanting something is the fear of losing it or never getting it. Finally, she loosened her grip on me and I slipped away, undetected, slipping beneath my covers and shivering. a beautiful melody, the sound of harmony. We were a well-oiled machine, in sync. I cringed as I snapped into reality, my bow pulled across the strings of my bass, creating a horrifying sound that sounded like an angry feline with kidney stones. Oh, what? My 3 companions glared at me.
You've been kind of distant lately, Octavia.
We're sorry, every pony.
I vote we end rehearsal today,
Frederick suggested, audibly tapping a key. I slumped and packed up my things and left. I had been distracted, thinking about what I tried and failed to do last night. So far, I wasn't any closer to finding out whether or not Vinyl was a vampire. At that point, my mind was focused on other things, my feelings for her. That cursed mare. It was all her fault. It had taken a while for me to come to terms with it all. I'd brush off the signs as nothing more than Vinyl being overly friendly. But I knew, oh yes, I knew she wanted me to want her. I was in love. Was I really? I couldn't even grasp the concept. I had never loved before, never kissed a pony, never had a relationship, intimate or open. But I knew this was love. When somebody, no matter what the cost, shows you there was a choice. You can't pursue this relationship, you stubborn mare. It's career suicide, social suicide. You are going to risk everything for her. As I silenced the voice in the back of my head indefinitely. Maybe I was overthinking things. She liked me and I liked her. Wasn't that enough? Oh, if only things could be that simple. Of course, fate would not leave me be, and as I tore open the fridge to grab some sparkling water, thinking I had all the answers to the mysteries of life, I spied something hiding behind the orange juice and some leftovers. I reached in deep, feeling around with my hoof till I grabbed onto something cold and lumpy. I pulled the object out and screamed at the top of my lungs. A blood pack. Oh, no. I shut my eyes and tried to will it all away, pretending I was seeing things. I wasn't. There it was, lying on the kitchen floor, cold crimson blood inside that offending plastic packaging with the clear label stamped upon it stating the blood type. I swallowed. What do I say to her? What do I do? What kind of pony brings home blood bags? I certainly didn't bring them home, and not to mention that she had. I felt woozy, I felt sick. Vinyl Scratch was a vampire. Unless she had to give herself her own blood transfusions. What about that, Octavia? That voice in my head, the voice of reason, had stopped making sense. Even it couldn't dissuade me from the truth. Logic told me there was a reasonable explanation. Logic was a liar. This was undeniable proof. Now what? No pony would believe me. What could I do? Call the gods? Try and slay her myself? Leave? Disappear? Make myself scarce? That would have been the smart thing to do. I guess I wasn't smart. I wanted to ask, confirm my suspicion, see if they were true, and again, probably ending up lying in a pool of my own blood for asking. It was time to invest in some silver, garlic, and a wooden stake. Maybe some holy water. I imagined myself screaming, "The power of Celestia compels you! The power of Celestia compels you!" as I splashed it on her. I heard the door open. I gasped and grabbed the bag in my teeth, trying not to think about it, and tossed it back into the fridge. "Octy, I'm home!" I slammed it shut and turned around. grinning nervously, my grin stretched wide. If she found out what I found, they would find my body in a ditch or a dumpster. I was too young and beautiful to die. Play cool, Octavia. Be cool. Just pretend that you didn't see anything. She's still your friend. She's still Vinyl Scratch. How am I supposed to be cool when my best friend's a blood-sucking monster? Hey, Octi, you got some mail. Mail? Yeah, mail. For me? Yeah, Octi, can you move? I want a drink. Blood! She's going to drink the blood! I never got mail before. I sidestepped awkwardly, never taking my eyes off of her. Are you all right? You look nervous. Me nervous? Of course not. Let's just see who this mail is from. I read the return address and recognize the stamp immediately. Mother?